this is my Autopilot mount. That's the design there. I've printed the item out now, and as you can see, I've actually fitted it now inside the fuselage. It was a bit of a fuffle really to fit it in there, making sure that everything is level, but once it's done, it's great. It's going to do the job. Of course, there's a chance that it's still out of level, so there's some screws to go in there. You can tighten up to move the mount to level off the flight controller, the autopilot. So that's the autopilot mount. Waiting for a battery to come in here. Putting a 10,000 milliamp graphene battery. Can't do it yet, it hasn't arrived, but when that happens, I'm also going to 3D print another mount for the camera and the receiver. I'm going to go opto with the ESC. This is my test ESC. It's actually a Turnigy 60 amp that's been kicking around the workshop for a long time. I removed this heat shrink because years ago I was attempting to flash that with Salmon K, but of course now you can buy them already flashed. I've changed the motor to a Pulso motor. I love these motors. This was kicking around the workshop. It's a 760 kV, and I got this Skywalker 3-blade pusher. I've actually got two of these motors, and I'm thinking of my Twin Dream, which will work with that. And over here I've got my Easy UHF housed well away from everything. My TX, the VTX, is going to be actually poking out from the bottom here. It works very well, that sort of distance apart from everybody else, so that's so far what I've managed to do. The build has been slow, but this is the V2, which has worked out really good. So here's some test prints of some of the stuff I've been printing. As you can see, this is a Mark 1. It's wedge shaped to try and fit it inside the fuselage, because there's no flat surface here. As you can see, it's all these compound curvatures, and they're really hard to work around, but to manage to do that. And of course I've got this already printed, as you can see, been seen on the other video. That's gonna go there possibly. I printed that for finger grip there, because that's pretty tight once it's in. To pull that clip, to push that clip and lift at the same time, there's nowhere to grip, so I printed that to go on there, which is, here's a test print. Not happy with it, although it's accurate, but the servo hole is a bit, anyway, there's some reason why I decided I didn't want it anyway. So there we go. Also printed that. This is a bottom mount. It goes down here. It'll go down there if I wanted to, with the camera at the bottom with a 360 pan. So 3D printing is pretty useful, and of course played around with making antennas and that sort of thing. I'm going to use these, came across these connectors. Basically they're three-way. Hang on, let me just tip one out. There we go. Three-way all-in-one, making it really easy to connect. The only thing is you've got to make sure you're, I suppose, with the pulsar motor, it doesn't matter which way, which two wires go, but which way the motor's turning, because I've got a programming board, and all I have to do is just basically plug the programming board and change direction. I don't have to pull out wires or anything of the sort. So that's where we're at with that mount, and you know, let's see how it goes. I'm hoping I can maiden this aircraft next weekend without the flight controller, without the autopilot, just to see how it's going to go. So that's it, and that's my workshop.